How are we doing here? Are we live? Are we live yet? Are we live? I see a picture on the screen, but I don't see anybody. Where am I? Where am I? All right. I think we're live. Let's do this. Hey there, my name is Peter Hartman. You're watching Bad Guru Nightly, and I am Bad Guru. I forgot my intro. This show is meant to serve as a reminder that your attention matters. You see, what we give our attention to becomes a greater part of our experience. We shape our world with the power of our attention. So it's important to be deliberate. And I'm so glad you decided to give me some of your attention here tonight. We'll be talking about you are not crazy. The world is broken. The world is broken. And I want to talk about that here tonight. But first, how was your day? How was your day? Did you have a good day, a bad day, great day, terrible day, okay day? It's fine, whatever day you had. The question is, what did you choose to do this day? Did you choose to do same old, same old? I just reacted to the things that were happening in my day, didn't make any conscious, deliberate choices. I chose, did not choose. I did not make any real choices today, Peter. I just reacted to my environment. I didn't set in motion anything of my own volition. I didn't put into place my own will. Or maybe you did. Maybe you did. Maybe you got cut off in traffic, and instead of chasing them down and dragging them from their car and beating them, you said, you know what? It's fine. I'm going to let it go. I am going to let it go. Serenity now, serenity now. Right? Maybe you made a decision at work. Maybe there was a way to do something and you found a different way to do that thing, a better way to do that thing. You're like, aha! Using my own will, using my own mind, using my creativity to make things better. I hope you did. Whatever you did. Maybe it's just the way you walked home. Maybe it's the posture that you set. Maybe it's the words that you use. Maybe the thoughts that you think. Maybe it's the songs you listen to. Maybe the food that you ate. Maybe the clothes that you put on. Maybe the people that you talk to. Maybe you had 100 opportunities for you to make a decision today. Any decision at all, as long as it's under your own will, your deliberate choice. That's important. Did you know that? It's really important to make decisions based on your own will, practicing your will. I know, it's difficult. You know, you're eating that meal, you're eating that food, and you're full. You can tell you're full, but you just want to cram that food in, and you want to eat dessert afterwards. And you're like, I don't need to do that. I could stop eating right now. In fact, if I stop eating right now, I'll have leftovers. Yay, free meal. It's silly, it's small, tiny little things, but those things add up. You do that thing 5 times, 10 times, 100 times, and suddenly your life is different. Tiny little choices have these big, big ripple effects, these huge impacts, these consequences on the rest of your life. There are no small decisions. There's nothing you can choose that's small. All of it matters, and I want to talk about that here tonight. So I hope you had a great day. I hope you had a fantastic day. I hope you had an awesome day. I hope you saw something today that made your eyeballs go, "Whoa! We've never seen anything like this before in our lives." Oh man, I saw something. It was on Reddit yesterday. It was this. Someone had painted a picture. It was like a space picture with a galaxy in it and an astronaut and like a rainbow behind it. And he used augmented reality, or she, I don't know. The artist used augmented reality to make their painting come alive. So when you looked at the painting through augmented reality, through the glasses or whatever the heck they were using, the picture was moving. The painting was moving. Space was roiling. The lights of the I just said it, of the rainbow were moving. It was really fantastic. And when I saw that, I was like, whoa, man. People are going to look back in the past to our time now and say, your pictures weren't moving? You mean you couldn't just put on a layer or press a button and all of a sudden the picture came alive? It's just 2D static? And we'll say, yes, 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 yes. We also had CD players. CD players, Grandpa, what's that? Well, a CD player is this device that allows you to play music. Oh, you mean like the music tab? No, not the music tab. This was a CD, and we were able to put. Were you able to put 10,000, 100, a million songs on there? No, we were only able to put about 10 songs on this, maybe 100 songs on this CD, and we put it in. I don't want to explain CDs to you. You're not going to be interested in that. Maybe you saw something today that blew your mind, okay? If I hope you did. But I want to talk about you today. I want to talk about the feeling that I have. I want to let you know that you might have this feeling too, and you're not alone, all right? You're not crazy. The world is broken. Now, when I talk about a broken world, I'm not talking about the whole world. I'm not cultured enough. I'm not learned enough. I don't know much about the whole world, all right? I'm not talking about developing countries. In fact, I'm not even talking about most countries. I'm talking about right here, right now, where we are in our Western world. Our Western world. Something seems a little funky. It seems a little fishy. It seems a little stinky. Huh? Doesn't it seem like weird? Like you're going around, going through the motions, taking care of our families, doing the work we have to do. And then how many of us get to the end of our lives and we look back and we go, huh? What was that about? What was life about? Did people used to be like that back in the day, 2,000 years ago? Do you think people died on their deathbed thinking, what was the purpose of my life? And did I really experience my life? And was I present for it all? Did they think those things? I don't know. I hope not. Were they on their deathbed going, oh, I wasted so much time with things that didn't matter? No, I think they lived a life where things mattered. I think they lived a life where they were conscious, present, and aware. I think life demanded it of them because of the circumstances they were in. Survival has a way of focusing the mind. I'm not talking about survival trying to find a way to pay your bills. I'm talking about survival. There's a beast in the woods. There's a plant that'll kill you. There's a neighboring tribe that's coming your way. Survival. I think the moments that they had were meaningful. And I think they had a lot less filler for their days, right? I mean, yeah, this filler. You're building the fire, you're washing your clothes, you're making your food, and all that takes 10 times, 100 times longer than it does for you and me. So you might say, hey, that's filler, but I think that they were present when they were doing that they were conscious when they were doing that they were deliberate when they were doing that. But today, I don't know. Today, the stairs move, folks. The stairs, they move. You're going to get to an escalator and it's not working. You're like, jeez, got to walk up these stairs. Why don't they move? Why don't they get this fixed, right? The stairs, they move. It's kind of crazy the world that we live in here today. The convenience is so fantastic that it's very easy to go through your day and not really think, and be kind of absent-minded because the car is driving you, because the police are keeping you safe, because your job is telling you what to do, because everything is automated. I don't know, not everything's automated, but there's a lot that's automated. There's a lot that's mechanized. There's a lot that's easy to do. And so it gives you this freedom to be leisurely with your mind and leisurely with your time. And I love leisure time, but being leisure up here, I think it leads to consequences. I don't know when the world got broken. I don't know if the world has been broken this whole time. I don't know if it's recent. I don't know if it's because of modern technology. I don't know what it is. But if to think about it, I think that the world started to get crazy, or broken, I should say, started to get broken when we moved beyond tribes of 100 to 150 people, and we started having lords and kings and queens and dictators and emperors and tyrants. I think once we delegated our personal responsibility over to someone else to take care of us, to make the decisions for us, I think that's when we started being broken. Now, I know you can't live in a world where it's just anarchy, right? Where there's no government, where there's no people who are doing those things for you. I don't want to live in a world where there's no fire department and a police department. You know what I mean? But because there's a fire department, I don't really know how to put out a fire. And because there's a police department, I don't really know how to defend myself. I don't. I've never been in a fight in my life. If somebody came up to me and wanted to fight me, I don't know, man. I'd be like, whatcha, and then run just the other way, pull one of these, and then just run away. Because I don't know how to fight. I've delegated that responsibility. Why do I need to know that? I know how to dial 911 and I've got a smartphone right in my pocket. I think the problem started when we delegated our responsibility. And I think it was a perfectly natural thing for us to do, but I think we did it, and life changed so dramatically that uh, we couldn't really reckon with what we did. I mean, at first there were kings, right? Lords and kings and earls or whatever the heck, right? And they're dealing over small kingdoms, right? It's not 150 people anymore. It's 5,000 people. It's 10,000 people. And by today's standards, that seems like nothing. 10,000 people. If I lived in a town with 10,000 people, I'd probably know everybody who was there by name. I know their birth date. I know their favorite color. You're like, that's not all the people. But it is a lot of people, right? It's enough people for you to be afraid of your neighbor, right? It's enough people for you to have factions, one against the other, right? I'm sure there were factions and tribes, but it wasn't as pronounced, right? You're right there. You knew everybody. You grew up with them. You remember them as a kid. You know their parents and their grandparents, maybe even their great grandparents. So we start delegating this responsibility to authorities, and then they take charge, and there are things that go behind the veil and that get done without your decision. And now today, fast forward, you have all kinds of things that are being done in your name that you have no part in, but that have a direct consequence on your life. And that's I think where the brokenness began. It began once we delegated our individual actions, our individual responsibilities to other authorities. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I think it was a necessary evil that was done over the past, long while. But I think we've reached to a point now, especially with modern technology, where we can start taking our individual actions back, where we start making decisions about our individual life, our personal life, that make our life meaningful again. And we've moved beyond survival into the state of thrival, largely, Still a ton, millions and millions of people who are struggling. But the struggle today, compared to the struggle 5,000 years ago, is nothing. All right? Nothing. All right? We can all agree on that. We are far better than human beings have ever been before, even the poorest among us. Right? So we gave away individual responsibility to other people because it was easier to do. And in so doing, we took away the pertinence of life, the meaning that we create every time we make a decision. And so now you make half the decisions that you need to make, or a quarter of the decisions that you need to make in order to stay alive. Most of those decisions are being made without you, right? Representative government, delegated over to someone else. But now we moved it from survival to thrival. And I believe now we've entered a period where we have the luxury of choice again. We have the luxury of individual actions and responsibility. It's no longer a necessity, but we can take it as a luxury, because those of us who live a life where we take care with our individual actions, personal responsibility, we take ownership of our own life, and we create meaning in every single moment, we enjoy life. We do. We enjoy life so much more. Yeah, it's filled with headaches and trouble and heartache and sorrow, but we enjoy life more. We get to the end of our lives and we think to ourselves, wow, yes, I could have done more, but I lived it. I lived it. I don't think I'll ever get to the end of my life and think to myself, what did I do with my life? I wasted it. No. Every single day I wake up, I make a decision to take on individual actions and individual responsibilities, trying to make my life the way I want it to be and move myself in that direction. It doesn't matter if I get there. I just know it's my responsibility. I take on the job to move me in that direction as best as possible. Of course, you take help from other people. Of course, you take help from your society. Of course, you don't have to do it alone. But what you have to do alone is to make the decision in your mind and in your heart. No one else can do that for you. And that's where the real meaning, the real purpose, the real joy of life comes. It's when you make the choice within yourself, in your mind and in your heart, within yourself, to choose something for your life. It doesn't matter if you make a mistake. It doesn't matter if you regret that choice. You made it. The things I regret the most in this life are the things that I did not out of my own volition, but because somebody else told me to do it. And it's like, dang, why did I listen to him? Why did I listen to her? But when I make a mistake in my own life, And I go, dang, why did I do that? I know why I did that. And there was meaning behind why I did that, typically. And so I feel a lot less regret, a lot less pain, certainly a lot less angst. Part of what I find broken in this world is this constant level of anxiety, this angst that we feel. Something is off. It's like at any moment, everything can be taken away. At any moment, anything can fall down. At any moment, your whole life can change. And even though that's always been true, now it's true in a way where we don't know how it can change because we are not responsible for our individual actions. It's totally oblivious to us. So the remedy for a broken world, I believe, is rehabilitation. It's taking on individual responsibility. It's taking on our individual actions again to solve our own problems. But then you think to yourself, I can take on my individual actions, but I'm just a little itty bitty me, and there's 7.7 billion people on the planet, and there's not much I can really do about that. And the truth is, individually, I don't think there's that much an individual can do without luck, right? Luck and opportunity, right? Not much you can do. Elon Musk is trying all that he can. That guy is still fighting an uphill battle. Did he mention Elon Musk? Drink. Individually, it's kind of hard. I get that. And those of us who try to climb that hill individually with individual actions, we got mental problems, right? That's why we're doing it, right? It's because we can't be otherwise. It's painful to be otherwise. And so entrepreneurs, we go up that hill and we fight and we battle. But most people, not entrepreneurial. Most people not engaged in the entrepreneurial process, I should say. Not engaged with solving their own problems. Not engaged with individual action and responsibility. So we got to get back engaged. But we're not going to be able to do it for survival reasons anymore. We got to do it for another reason. We got to do it because we want to thrive. We got to do it because we have a vision of the future that we want to experience. I have a vision of the future. Maybe I'll talk about that in another video. Part of my vision for the future is that I want individuals to make decisions for themselves again. And these decisions are not going to be made because of survival. They're going to be made because of thrival, because of what gives us pleasure, because of what gives us joy, meaning, purpose. You're going to have to start doing your own thing, ma'am, sir. You're going to have to start doing your own thing. You can have your job, and you can have your family, and you can have the house, and you can have the dog, and you can have all the cars and all that stuff. But you're going to have to do something for you. You're going to have to make decisions that are for you, that will make your life better. And you have to do that on a regular basis in order for you to feel life, so that you get to the end of your life not feeling like, where did it all go? You're going to have to do that. Take the reins of your life back and make decisions, make choices. One of the choices you're going to want to make, and this is the biggest choice, this is the purpose of my show, is where you're going to place your attention. Where are you going to pay attention? Your attention is shaping your life. It's shaping the world around us. And here's the funny thing. If we individually perform those actions, individually be careful and deliberate with where we place our attention, it doesn't even take that many of us to be deliberate with that action. We see world change. It's always a minority that causes world change. It's often a minority that brings about those changes. So a minority of people who are deliberate with their attention, it's going to be powerful, especially today where your attention, the power of your voice is amplified. Amplified greater in a greater way than any human being has ever had before. You have a greater reach with your voice than the Emperor of Rome, than Julius Caesar did. So what are you going to do? What are you going to choose? I created an audience, Happy for a Change audience. We've passed our milestone of being over 100 people. I'm super happy about that. It's going to keep growing and keep getting that up there. My audience is going to pay attention to great ideas. We're going to pay attention to those ideas, those things on our planet that make our lives better, that make us more efficient, more effective, more capable of pursuing our dreams, our purpose. That's what we're doing. That's going to fix the world. I know you think it's crazy, but it's going to fix the world, because what's broken about the world is that we've given over the responsibility of our attention. We pay attention just to what comes in front of our face, just what happens on the TV, just what links get sent to us on Facebook. We pay attention, our attention is set by default. But when we change that, we go into our settings and we change that to deliberate. We start choosing what gets our attention. You can waste 90% of your day. You give 10% of your day over to giving your attention to great ideas, and we're going to see world change, folks. And that's going to feel good, folks. It's going to feel real great. You're going to feel like those people who support Tesla feel. You're going to see every Tesla on the street, and you're going to say, hey, that's there because I was a part of it. I mattered. I affected the world. I see change. In a tribe of 100 and 150, it's very easy to feel your impact. It's very easy to see how your actions affect the world around you. It's just 100, 150 people. It's meaningful. You stand out. And it's harder to see that in the world that's as big as our world is, as populated as our world is. But we still can. We still can. But what we need to do is make an impact that we can see and feel. An impact that is lasting. And that's going to take some collaborative work. That's going to take individual actions on the aggregate. And you're not going to do it because of other people. You're going to do it because of yourself. But other people are going to do it because of themselves too. And then we're going to wake up in the morning and we're going to see a transformation in this world. And we're going to know it's because of us that this thing is being talked about. It's because of us that this company is successful. It's because of us that this problem has been solved. Because of you. Individual actions and responsibility. It's important. It's crucial. And if we don't do this, then I fear that the world will continue to break more and more. And we will forget what it was like to be individually responsible, to take action out of our own accord. We will forget what it means to have ownership of our own experience. But I don't want that to happen. We need to fight. We're not going to fight with our fists. And we're not going to fight with our words, and we're not going to fight with any type of weapon. We're going to fight with our spirit, with our soul, with the essence of who we are. We're going to ask ourselves, who do we want to be? And then we're going to give our attention to anything that makes that version of us more likely. I have a vision for the future. And I'll be talking more about that. In fact, I have a podcast right now called The Talk, where I talk about just that. You can watch those videos on my channel, youtube.com/happyforachange, the channel that you're on right now. You can hear my vision of the future. And you can hear how we get there. It's a happy road that leads to a happy place. And we're going to be happy for a change. I think that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching the show. I really appreciate it. If you're wondering, what the heck is Bad Guru Nightly about? Honestly, it's about anything. You know, my Bad Guru it's my motivational self and my comedian self combined. And so sometimes I'm silly, sometimes I'm poignant, sometimes it's a mixture of the two. Sometimes I let you know what people are paying attention to, and sometimes I give you something to pay attention to. It could be anything. I never really know what Bad Guru is going to say, and that kind of makes it exciting. But this show is about making the world a better place, and everything that I'm doing is in order to draw your attention in to the Happy for a Change audience. Everything that I do, every single thing that I do, is about drawing attention to the Happy for a Change audience, because the bigger that audience becomes, the more powerful we become. So join the Happy for a Change audience. If you haven't already, go over to facebook.com/happyforachange. And just click on the group that's there. It's Happy for a Change audience. It's super simple. You join that group and just wait and see. That's it for me. My name is Peter Hartman. You're watching Bad Guru Nightly, and I am Bad Guru. I'll see you tomorrow, right? It means no worries for the end of your days. It's a problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata. Ah! Anyway, good night, folks. Gotta sing, man. Gotta sing.